In my life, I think my jaw is by the way, later.
Let's go! Bernard, any reaction? Any reaction?
So if it go past five rounds, it's a wrap.
It wasn't
the guy knew so many people, bro. The overhand right. Jake's got a tough chin, dude. I think he does whatever he wants after this. He just has such big balls, dude. He had to keep moving. That was the only strategy. People are gonna say he ran around the ring. They don't know. They don't understand fucking boxing.
You showed a ton of heart, right?
Ton of heart.
Just let me know your thoughts on Jake going 6 rounds with AJ.
You know, the fact that he did that, it was good because you know we didn't think it was going to go 6 rounds. We thought it was going to go 2. So the fact that he made 6 rounds is an accomplishment for Jake Paul.
I mean, I expected Jake to fight the way he fought.
Right.
You know, trying to stay away. You don't know if how long that's gonna last. You know, Joshua has something to say about that. So you don't know, but I'm not shocked. I'm not surprised.
Right. Were you, I don't know, impressed by anything Jake did? Maybe getting, I mean, he took a right hand to heavyweights have taken and...
Yo! Don't mind me. Just smoking on that Jake Paul pack. Honestly, Jake Paul, trash. Tommy Fury, trash.
Knocks out Jake Paul in the 6th round. He had multiple knockdowns throughout this fight. A little bit of a weird, scrappy fight. Even the referee had to pause the fight in about the 4th round and say, listen, the fans didn't come to pay for this crap. And Joshua handles Jake the business, the 2-time heavyweight champion of the world.
Jake.
What up, brother? What'd you think, brother?
Y'all can't say Jake Paul don't got hard, bro.
Wow, incredible, right? I mean, he kept taking the right hands, the left hooks. What did you think?
You can't say Jake Paul don't got hard, bro.
You gotta...
It's good, bro. You the old guy now. That's crazy. Hey, so what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? This 4 rounds. You've lost every single one of them. You've lost every single round.
What was it? Was it a little too long to get done, or?
No, listen, when you fight someone like that, it moves around a lot, then you have to try and pick your moment to pick your shots.
Yeah.
That's what he did, so congratulations to Joshua.
Man, and credit.
Rugby tackling you, but he had to do what he had to do to survive, and he did that. So, you know, it's very difficult to go in like, you know, out of the ring for 14 months and just be razor sharp with a guy running. And so, yeah, probably 2 or 3 rounds more than expected, but.
Got up after your first knockdown.
Jake is tough. He's tough. He's tough. And the first couple shots didn't land clean. The last one landed clean.
Where does Jake go from here?
Like he said, he need a rest. Take some time off. Enjoy the fruits of his labor.
Say what you want about Jake Paul, but that boy is a real showman. He got some real clean hits on, but I'm not gonna lie, what really got him down bad was the fact that he got gas, bro. That was really it. He got so gas. But one thing I think this fight did is it gained him a little bit more respect amongst the boxing community, bro.
What stunned everyone wasn't the chaos itself, but how close everything came to spiraling before reality finally hit. This was supposed to be over in 2 rounds. Everyone said it. It wasn't. And that's where everything changed. Stay locked in, because the real reason flips the entire story upside down. Before the first punch was thrown, boxing insiders were already firing off predictions. And at the time, they sounded completely unhinged. One claimed Jake Paul would flatten Anthony Joshua. Another warned Joshua could seriously hurt him. And one of those takes turned out to be terrifyingly wrong, for reasons nobody expected. Tyson Fury was the first to throw gasoline on the fire. Without blinking, he declared Jake Paul would knock Anthony Joshua unconscious. No debate, no hesitation. He even backed it with a £1 million wager. That single statement shattered the narrative. Fury wasn't guessing. He saw something others ignored. And when he doubled down, calling Joshua a fading force while labeling Jake as heavier, stronger, and more dangerous than ever, it wasn't hype. It was psychological pressure, and Joshua heard it loud and clear. Then Alexander Usyk sliced through the noise with the coldest line of the build-up. He didn't talk about winning or losing. He said if Joshua wanted to, he could end Jake completely. Not outbox him, not stop him, end him. Usyk compared Joshua to a luxury machine and Jake to an economy car. That wasn't trash talk. That was a warning. One clean mistake can alter lives. One punch can erase careers. That's when fear entered the conversation. Deontay Wilder added another layer by suggesting the entire event felt manufactured. And that comment rattled everything. Size difference. Money. Fame. That's how danger gets sold. Wilder reminded people this wasn't Jake facing retired names or legends past their prime. This was his first real test against an active elite professional. Suddenly, it wasn't entertaining anymore. It was serious. David Haye went even further, saying Joshua could cause damage that wouldn't fade when checks cleared. Damage that lasts. He openly hoped for a referee willing to step in quickly, because if Joshua cornered Jake on the ropes, the consequences could be permanent. That wasn't promotion. That was genuine concern. Conor Benn acknowledged Jake's courage, but admitted his first thought wasn't strategy. It was emergency services. Have them ready. Then he paused and said maybe, just maybe, there's a 10% chance. That 10% is why people watched. That sliver of possibility is what sells danger. It's how underdogs become myths. Roy Jones Jr. stripped it down to the truth. You don't outbox Anthony Joshua. You gamble everything on one perfect punch. Joshua has been preparing for this moment since childhood. Jake hasn't. Confidence doesn't close that gap. Roy pointed out that Jake knows Joshua's been hurt before, and that belief can trick you into thinking lightning strikes twice. But reality isn't sentimental. And if you struggle with Tommy Fury, how do you conquer Anthony Joshua? Lennox Lewis didn't overthink it. He said this should be routine work for Joshua. And when legends align, history usually follows. Eddie Hearn admitted no rational boxer would refuse the fight. Too much money, too much exposure, almost zero risk for Joshua. The strategy was simple, and it fast. Anything else would be a failure. Going rounds would look bad. Losing would be unthinkable. And even surviving wouldn't make Jake the winner. But here's the part nobody wants to say out loud. Jake Paul didn't win the fight, but he won something far bigger, and that's what the next chapter reveals. This loss didn't weaken his brand. It strengthened it. That's why promoters are nervous. He didn't win on paper. He won attention. And attention is boxing's real championship. Jake proved you don't need dominance to control the spotlight. You just need to last long enough for doubt to appear. 6 rounds created cracks. And revolutions always start there. Traditionalists hate this, but the numbers are undeniable. More eyes, more controversy, more money, and suddenly the sport has a problem we can't punch away. Because now every fighter sees a blueprint. You don't have to be the best. You just have to be bold enough to step in. And boldness keeps cameras rolling. And here's what nobody is admitting yet. Jake Paul lost to Anthony Joshua and still walked out more powerful than most of the division. That scares champions. That scares promoters. That scares the old guard. And behind closed doors, the conversations have already shifted. Bigger names, bigger risks, bigger paydays. Because if Jake can survive Joshua, who's really untouchable anymore? This is where boxing quietly changes. Skill takes a backseat. Momentum grabs a wheel. And the next name you hear linked to Jake Paul will sound impossible. Because this fight erased the line between sport and spectacle. And once that line disappears, it never comes back to SO when the next announcement drops. Don't act shocked. When another undefeated record is dangled in front of Jake Paul, don't blink. The machine has tasted blood. And in the next breakdown, I'm revealing the exact opponent being discussed right now. Not the one you expect, but the one they're hoping you don't see coming.
I mean, I expected Jake to fight the way he fought.
Right.
You know, trying to stay away. You don't know if he's how long that's gonna last. You know, Joshua has something to say about that. So you don't know, but I'm not shocked. I'm not surprised.
Right. Were you, I don't know, impressed by anything Jake did? Maybe getting, I mean, he took a right hand to heavyweights have taken and